Good afternoon and a huge warm welcome to Carnation Crafts. We're live again in the Carnation Crafts studio. It's always lovely to have you here, so thank you for joining us. We're going to be looking at Beneath the Cherry Blossom today, which is just divine. If you have a look at this, we saw this as we were unpacking, getting ready for the show, and this is just a thing of absolute joy, isn't it? And this is what you could be making tomorrow. If you get this today, it might land in your paws tomorrow. If not, it will be Saturday. But look how stunning that is. The dimension, the layers. It's an exquisite piece of artwork, brought to you by the amazing Beneath the Cherry Blossom collection. Been a long while since we've seen this, so it's wonderful to have it with us. I think it might be the first time that I've worked with Beneath the Cherry Blossom as well, so an absolute pleasure to bring it to you today. And we'll explore that whole bundle together. We're going to look through the boards, finish samples, and we will hopefully get to demo for you as well. You'll find this on the Carnation Crafts website, 200101 Beneath the Cherry Blossom collection. If you buy each individual die and pop all of those into your basket and go through separately, it'll cost you £136.92. We have it normally at $99.99 because it's a bundle, so there's obviously a reduced price for you there. But today we're going to knock that even further down to $79.99, which is an amazing saving. I'm not quite sure what that would be reduced from the combined price, but if you take it $136.92 down to $79.99, that is quite some crazy savings. You're saving £56.93 today. That's the kind of offers we're giving you, and it's delightful. It's a really beautiful collection. Gorgeous card shape as well, so we can have a look at all of that and explore it in detail. There's a QR code at the bottom of the screen for you to check there. Just simply put your camera over it. It'll take you straight to the product, and you'll be able to go and find and explore all the joys that is Beneath the Cherry Blossom. However, before I dive deep into that collection, we're just going to have a very quick talk about this morning's Crafters Select expansion pack. Sorry, the expansion pack, which was into summer. Carnation have contacted us and just given you a heads up that I think we are over 80% now that has been sold. There's very little in the way of stock left, and we only launched it this morning, and there is only 11 hours for you to grab this at the reduced price of $59.99. So there's going to be a last lucky few that get hold of it at that price, but at midnight tonight it goes back to its original price of $69.99. So this is it, last stop, and this is the last chance possibly we'll get to remind you. I will try and remind you at the end of the show today, but I may forget. If you want to watch the shows for that, if you missed it this morning and want to know what all the hype is about, you can go to YouTube and you can stream it again. They're there all the time. It won't disappear, but obviously the price will change, so you need to be on it today. Now, Beneath the Cherry Blossom, this absolutely exquisite collection that we bring you today, full of Eastern promise. It's absolutely beautiful. It's very pretty, very delicate. It does have a very strong kind of Eastern flavour about it. It's very pretty. Two frames that you see there, the elongated frame and the cherry blossom card shape as well. What I will tell you is that for individuals for this collection, some of them are very limited stock now. So if you are shopping for individuals, some of you won't be lucky on some of them. I know for a fact that the tree peony is very low stock. Is that correct? Yes, Miss Taz?
So we have sold out of the tree peony on its own
there
and
you
the
go, it's gone.
magnolia on its own. But I saw that Jenny West over on Facebook has it all but the bonsai tree. That is still in stock individually if she would like that.
So you could complete your collection, Jenny. That's a nice thing, isn't it? So it's there. But it is obviously going to be incredibly popular at this price. Yes, Taz?
And Amanda has said this is the first collection she ever bought over 3 years ago. She absolutely loves it.
Yeah, I think that's it, isn't it? Isn't it a testament when people come back and say 3 years ago I bought this, and still it's their favourite collection. When we talk about the longevity of Carnation, the fact that it doesn't go out of style, I think that's so true. And even as styles change for cards, and they do, there are trends within the the craft market that we're all aware of. they still carry through. That's really strong, and that's part of why we sort of buy into Carnation, because it's going to keep us going for years and years across all craft trends. Right, I'm just going to put this to one side. We're going to have a look at the boards for this gorgeous, gorgeous set. And we've got a really beautiful card shape to bring you. Now, I can explain this as best as I can, but I think probably better than me trying to do that is to actually show you an example first. That way you'll see it in its full glory. I'm about to destroy all of this. Sorry, Taz. It's still going. Hold on. Hold on. Hold the phone. Hold the phone. So if I just pull this so you can see it. This is what we mean by this incredible card shape, like nothing I've seen. It's so beautiful and so pretty. Can you see how you then get the flowing lines with everything moving and the dimension seated in there? It's absolutely exquisite card making. Dimension beyond, absolutely stunning, right? This is what we're talking about. This is Beneath the Cherry Blossom. Beautiful, beautiful cards. I wanted to show you that in advance. Now, as I lift that, you'll see that the legs come out, okay? So they seat separately. Can you see? So when you see it on the boards, you'll be able to have a better grasp and understanding of what we're talking about as we describe this card shape to you, which is stunning. You've got all your mats and layers here. You've also got the extra tab at the top, which has got your score line to allow you to place your red liner tape on it so that you can put the top edge of the card together, and these two will slot together. You've got little slot marks here, so as they face each other, if you choose, you can choose to slot those into each other. You don't have to, but it is an option. What that means is it's great for posting as well, because if you do choose to do it that way, you can obviously fold it flat for your postage. You would be able to fold it flat either way because those slots can come in and out of each other, but when it's then upright, it can be stabilized and supported by using those little slots. Along with that, we have got some gorgeous, gorgeous cherry blossom for you here, that lovely long tree line that you've got, along with the little houses at the top to give it perspective. They get smaller, obviously, larger at the front, so we can create that kind of hill line that goes up. You've got the gorgeous water lily here and the beautiful, beautiful bridge with the water running, the pebbles, all your little florals to build it up. So you can create incredible scenes from just this board. That's a great thing. But then we're going to take it further. We're not going to stop there. This is a huge, huge collection. We've also got your elongated frame there as well. That was my chair, Miss Taz. Your elongated frame there as well. You've got all your mats and layers and your filigree. Now, these are always going to be super popular, these card shapes with Carnation fans. We know these card shapes. We love these card shapes, and we love the versatility that they give us going through all the collections. Their filigree is second to none, right? They give us lace work that is so beautiful that we can use it for apertures. We can do so many different things just with one card shape, and that's why we come back. If we score this across half of it and use the oval standing on the top to create that slender line going up, so many different ways. Or are you going to just use it as a DL? Which way are you going with it? So many choices. Or are you just going to create a card with the oval, because we can just use that insert too. So right from the beginning, when Carnation were bringing us card shapes, they were bringing us two card shapes in one. You know, that's such a massive thing, isn't it, to have that choice. We've then got the gorgeous bonsai tree that Jenny was talking about a moment ago, which is so pretty. So you've got obviously the tub that it sits in. You've got the mat layer here, which is a split die, and so that means that you can do over the edge cards. Taz, can you remember which show we did the split dies with, the over the edge? Precious Flowers, because somebody was asking for it this morning as well. Please do watch the Precious Flowers show back on YouTube, and that will have a full explanation of how you use those split dies. They're such an invaluable piece in our crafting arsenal to create a different shaped card. We've got two card shapes here. If we then start to use the split dies, we've got infinite amounts, because we can change where the split die goes, we can change how it looks. So absolutely awesome for us to use. You've got your decoupage elements here as well, so to build up the fullness of that bonsai to your heart's content. And then we've got Coming Home, these beautiful birds in flight. Absolutely stunning. You'll use these again and again, and they're so detailed and so pretty. And then you've got the tree line here as well. Now the two on the top here are attached, and you've got two that would work as decoupage. As you see, it's the same shaped bird. Now, you don't have to use them as decoupage. They do stand independently on their own, the same way that these have got snippability. So you could snip them away if you just want to use the branch and you don't want the birds on top. They're snippable. So you can snip them away and you can shift and change how it works. So if you think in terms of the old-fashioned idea of fuzzy felt, for instance, where you can put the different pieces for your fuzzy felt around, that's kind of the same principle with Carnation. We've got the tools, we've got the pieces, we shape it how we want it to be, and that's the joy of it, isn't it? And again, all your matte layers there as well, and the split die, so we can over the edge cut here as well. So beautiful cards all ready to be made. The lantern, absolutely stunning, isn't it? And what I love about this, the cut lines are brilliant because it allows us to just pinch to get the shape, which is stunning. You've got the chain line, which is snippable if you don't want it. That's important. But then we've got these different lanterns at the top, so we can create decorative pieces at the top of our card. We're going to come to some florals in a second. If you think about working out your florals in a corner and then having the lanterns strung along the top edge of those florals, already divine. We're creating already, aren't we? And then this beautiful piece in the middle, which I think is extraordinary. It has got its own matte layer here, which is a split die. You can, so when we've got split dies, just to be very clear, a split die can be used as two halves to create over the edge cards, but it can still be used as a whole die. You're just going to piece it together as such when you cut it, and that means you can use it in two different ways. So again, versatility. We're always talking versatility. So you can use that to really elevate the piece if you want it to have a drop shadow of some description below it. Look at this. Just take a minute for that. Absolutely stunning. That's your magnolia. Beyond pretty. This is why Carnation are famed for florals. That's exactly why. Isn't it beautiful? Split dies again for over the edge. These collections with split dies are invaluable to us as crafters. I love, love, love the little flourishes of decoupage. We talked this morning about decoupage in quite great detail. And here we go again with the build of those florals. You've got the tree peony. This is sold out individually, so is the magnolia. So the only way you can now get those is in the bundle. I will say for Carnation, even at full price, the best value is always, always in the bundle. They really do give us a lot of discount in their bundles. And then when we're doing back to wears, because they give us special offers occasionally, like today, where you're getting all of this for $79.99. That's incredible, isn't it? Really, really awesome. And I love the birds. I love the florals. I think brought together, stunning cards. From there, we go to your wisteria. Look at that colourway. It's so pretty. So imagine creating an L with these pieces and having those lantern pieces coming across. Really stunning. And even to put the big lantern on top of this, you've already created that gorgeous aesthetic that's coming through. So pretty. All your decoupage elements as well, which can be used individually or can be built up as decoupage pieces. You can see why it's crazy popular. You can see why it's such a big collection, and you've seen how much you get in there. So it's an extraordinary piece. And just to remind you of that number there, 200101, www.carnationcrafts.co.uk, beneath the Cherry Blossom collection at a show price today of $79.99. That will jump back to $99.99. I'm not sure what time frame they'll give for that, but it'll either be at the end of the day today or I imagine at the end of the week. Either way, it is going to go back to its original price of $99.99. So today's the day to save 20 quid off its usual price as a bundle, or as we said, was it 50 odd if you were doing it from the whole amount for if you take it from the individual pieces. Miss Taz.
What I was going to say is on Facebook, Linda has said, I love this set. I think it was the first set of Carnation I bought.
Wow.
Must get it out again. My friends love the cards made with this set.
I love that. It's funny, isn't it? Because we buy new collections and we sort of move on and we forget the joy of those original collections, and that's why back to our shows are so important, because we get to see them again. We get to fall in love all over again with the absolute majestic joy that we get from Carnation, right? And it's important, it's nice. Right, Fiona Abbott has provided us with this absolute corker of an easel card with a hidden sentiment which says have a beautiful day at the bottom, hidden by the mechanism so you see it as you fold it upwards. Look how pretty that is. Never ever ceases to amaze me. I love this one. Dimension beyond. The story that we tell. If you want something that's, I suppose, more clean and simple, more pared back. It shows, doesn't it? We talk about clean and simple because obviously clean and simple is a big part of what Carnation do now and is a separate, obviously, sort of institution on its own. But the big collections, the full collections that we get are still absolutely within tiding of that. You can be as frugal with the extra elements as you want, or as, you know, luxurious. You can really build those cards and create something really, really full, or you can pare them right back, even down to the simplest of forms. And we still create joy, we still create beauty. And here is an exquisite example of using that beautiful card shape. How pretty is that? See how it comes in? So there's backing papers here as well. Always make sure to get your backing papers. Even if you just download them and root through them, just pick out the ones that you want for the cards that you're making and print those out so that you've got them sitting there. But the backing papers give us something a little bit extra because they've got the same colour tone as the collection itself. So you're always getting a little bit of extra as well. We have got perfect papers, haven't we, Miss Towers, for this collection? I'll show you them in a second. I'll just go through some of these and we'll go to the perfect papers. Bloom where you are planted. I love that, with that background. You see it where you've got almost the sun rays coming from it, which is just exquisite. We've got here the use of acetate with that main card base. This is Lavinia's. And acetate at the front here, so that's all pieced with acetate. So as I turn that, you'll start to see that dimension coming through. But isn't it clever? And it's lovely because we've got the distance between the front of the card and the back of the card. When we're looking at the little houses, that gain on perspective that we get becomes even more important because we're literally flowing off, aren't we, into the distance. And because the bird is so much bigger, we've got this incredible sense of perspective. How beautiful is that? Really outstanding cards. And that lantern is just beyond. Let me just pull this back. Got the little bonsai there sitting on acetate. That's from our wonderful Pam. Clever, clever card making. Hold on, I'll show you a couple more and then we're going to move along. But let's have a look at some of those florals. Beautiful. No wonder a lot of these individuals have gone. You guys aren't daft at home, are you? Right. Let's just show one last one. Little trifold. Gorgeous, isn't it? Stunning collection, absolutely stunning collection. It's called Beneath the Cherry Blossom. It's one of Carnation's earlier pieces, I think from 2019, possibly 2020.
Was one of the first collections of 2020.
There you go, one of the early collections of 2020. Even then, producing absolutely superior quality dies for us to use and just enjoy. 200101 Beneath the Cherry Blossom is on the Carnation Crafts website, www.carnationcrafts.co.uk. Show price today $79.99, usual price $99.99. I will say shop ahead while you can. Waiting for me won't do you any favours if you're trying not to miss out on bundles. As I said before, I waffle and the website does not waffle, so you'll get there much quicker. I will be able to, you can watch the demos back whenever you need to. Taz, were you about to say something?
I was just going to say, I hope Mr. Mark is sat down.
Mr. Mark?
Looking at the price.
Oh, I'm hoping Mr. Mark's not watching, looking at the price. Let's hope Mr. Mark's out of the office for a day. Bless him. Right, let's pull this out. Let's do a demo. I'm going to do the first demo on the card shape that we were just showing you so that you can see it as it comes together, which I think is important, just so we can show you it. So I've cut a piece of backing paper, and then I've cut two of the main card shapes, and I've used one of the nested dies to create the aperture here, so that I've got my perfect pieces together and I can create that sort of sweep through, which is what I'm looking for. I've put red liner tape on the bottom of this, so when it attaches to the one in front of it, it will stand in that triangular formation. However, if you're posting this, I wouldn't recommend that at all. I'm obviously demoing, so it's slightly different. You've got the two tabs on the top, and I have done it this way. Now, I just wanted to show you, there's two ways of attaching these. I can use the second score line and fold that over and attach those two pieces together, okay, and that will just create a beautiful card shape. However, it does cause some bulk, and so for those of you who don't like the bulk and you want to get rid, simply take a pair of scissors and just snip. So if I snip along this edge, just to remove one of those folds. It's up to you. Some people prefer to do the two tabs together. It doesn't matter either way. It's whether you want rid of the bulk or not. So I'm just going to leave that there. I'll place it towards myself so I can get a better grasp of what I'm doing, making sure I've got those two edges straight at the bottom, which is going to help me align when I get to the top. Drop that down and piece just along that line, and that's just going to seat the two together. Now when I remove this, I'm going to be able to then create that panel which is going to allow that triangle to sit solid. If you're going to post this, it's not advised. However, if you're going to give it by hand, maybe it's an option for you. You don't need to, because you've got the two little slots. Now the slots are here, so you can tie those, like for instance back, these forward, and they'll just slot into each other if you like. So if I push that one forward that way, just to show you. Now I'm obviously going to stick mine, but once I've got those in, I can then just piece those two pieces together and kind of glue them, okay? So that'll stick. Now again, choosing to glue is up to you. You can just leave it loose for postage. Entirely your choice. I need to stabilize because I'm doing it for demo. I won't do that just yet. I tell you what I'll do first is seat my backing paper. It's probably better for me to think ahead in those terms. So let's remove that. How pretty is that little mountainscape? It's got, I don't think you'll pick it up on camera, like a textured linen design on it, which is really pretty. I'm just going to bring this in. And lay that down. So now I've got a gorgeous background. Straight away with that element, as soon as I place this down and I've got that kind of line going through, you'll see that the distance, that perspective already starts to shine. So just placing that to the edge. And just burnishing that down so that I've created that full aperture that you can see through. It's almost like walking through. So that's as easy as it is to put the frame together, not difficult at all. Now, are you going to fill that with the bridge? Are you going to fill it with the bonsai tree? How are you going to make yours? And where do you want your perspective line to be? It's up to you, of course, entirely. The first thing I'll show you while it's seated where it is, just so you can see it without gluing anything down, the minute that I put that in, it's just already starting to look very delicate and very pretty, isn't it? And I can choose to hang that by hanging it behind the little line at the top, so it would hang and be hidden, or I can choose to do it in front. So you're going to have all of these pieces to play with, and you're going to work out all your dimensions and all the different things that you want to do. So I've got my bridge sitting here. So the first thing I'm going to do is place that behind. I want it to seat as if it's in the distance somewhat. Now I'm working from a funny angle at this point because obviously I've glued these two pieces together. So I'm using a monitor that's in front of me to get the visual, so it may not be absolutely spot on. However, obviously when you're at home, don't glue those pieces first. Let me just unplug this. It's quite warm in here, so my glue is melting. Let's get my applicator. Yeah, applicators are reusable. Just to show you, can you see how I've got a piece of glue sitting there from the previous show? I don't tend to like to use a new one each time. If you take these, you can just peel away any glue that was on them before, and you can reuse them if you so choose. So they're ever so good, the applicators. I use them for quilling occasionally. They're an awesome bit of kit. Let's place this gorgeous bridge into here, down to the bottom. I'm just going to have to lean, guys. Sorry, just there. Get my big noggin in the way. Sorry, Taz. Place that down. And there you see it. So they've got that gorgeous perspective line as it sits with that bridge at the back. So the visual's already starting to build, isn't it? We're getting that stunning, stunning piece. And I'm going to keep this card relatively simple. I'm not going to go too far, but I do want to just have that along my clean edge there because I think it's so pretty and so just gorgeous to look at. First thing I'm going to do, place a little bit of wet glue just on the stem until I've got my seating. I can commit that down once I know that my line is fine, and then it'll hold it in place for me to be able to put adhesion the rest of the place that I see that I need it. So I'm getting my visual first. So place along that line and then take that through. This is why we use tiny amounts of glue, because we can really get to the tiny finite places we need. And this is why using the applicators and using this everyday glue, which is incredibly low water content, is our best friend, because I can make quick decisions and I can commit quickly to when I have made those decisions. That makes my life easier because it means that I'm able to visually see as I'm going. Now I've got these two gorgeous little elements and I'm going to use them as corner elements. I'm going to frame it out at the side, and we've got mirrored images here, mirrored vignettes, so I can use them on either side because I can use those two ways, and so I've got all the value I need. Right, let's do the same here. So placing just on that little bauble there and placing across, because that is going to seat directly into this corner. You still see where I'm working there, Taz? And let that one dangle. Same again, but on the opposite side. So I'm using the reverse of that mirrored vignette this time. Just placing through, committing to that stick, and then quite simply, this stunning lantern, which I love so much. I think it's so clever. Cut lines all the way around. Take the centre point, fold. The next one, fold. The next one, fold. Same at the other side. Done. Delicious, right? Absolutely delicious. Let's take that. Little bit of wet glue just on that chain link at the top. And then I'm going to navigate. Now I'm going to have to lift this, but what I'm going to do is pin it behind the line here. I can do it in front, so I've got a little bit more visual, but I need it behind here. I've got to get it behind my magnolia at the side. So just taking that, I'll pin it at this point so you can see it at the front rather than hiding it. And I'm just going to piece in, hold on, I've got that. I put glue on the wrong side. Do you know? There we go. I wondered why it wasn't adhering. Let's go there. Place. Now you're going to have to make sure that that's stuck exactly the way you want it to be before you start manipulating it behind your magnolia, just to make sure it's where it wants it. But now I have got a free flowing piece, which I love very much. I think the idea of movement in any card is a joyous thing anyway, because it really does impact visually. I'm just going to straighten that up, it's going to drive me insane. So you've got that seated and it will just play with shadow and form. It's really important to have interactive parts in cards sometimes, isn't it? Because when we see that, we're immediately drawn to it. We want to visually walk along to that bridge. I want to go over that bridge. Wherever this is, I want to be there. It's beautiful. That kind of evocative card making and art, you know, artistry, when we make stuff like this, if you can make it so that the person receiving the card kind of goes to somewhere else, that's the whole point. We make those little journeys and those pieces of escapism. Isn't it pretty? This is the Beneath the Cherry Blossom collection 200100. It's on the Carnation Crafts website today. It is www.carnationcrafts.co.uk, and you've got a combined price of $136.92. We are going to take it down to a show price of $99.99, and then we're going to give you a discount because it's today, and take that down to $79.99, free UK P&P, and you've got your QR code at the bottom of the screen there that you can use as well. Absolutely joyous, and you've got such a massive saving on it. Now, one of the things I just want to talk to you about quickly is the Perfect Papers. Carnation release a pack of perfect papers with every collection that they make, and that's so that it makes the cards perfect every single time. Beautiful mats and layers always. You've got 48 sheets there. They are all A4, 300 GSM. It's white on one side, coloured on the other. These are block colours. You're going to get 6 colours, and you're going to get 8 of each colour. It's $14.99 in the UK, and that's $2.95 UK P&P if you just buy that. However, if you combine it with your bundle, it will be free UK P&P. Again, you've got the QR code. Quick word to the wise for those of you that are shopping abroad. I know we have people watching from all far and wide, Australia, USA, all of those. If you're internationally buying with Carnation, you are going to have a change in shipping and handling fees, being that a bundle will cost you $4.95 UK P&P, or UK pounds, GBP, in order to purchase that, and then the website will sort that out for you. If you want to add in papers to that, that's going to take it to $14.95, which is an extraordinary value coming all the way from the UK to wherever you are. The same rules apply with Carnation. The minute you place your order, they will pick, pack and post, but it will take longer than a day to get to you. So most of you get it within a week, though there's usually a pretty good turnover for you. So if you're purchasing that today, just the bundle, $4.95, and if it's the bundle and papers, that's $14.95 for you international customers. UK, it's always going to be the same rule. Over 50 quid, we'll give you free P&P. Under 50 quid, $2.95. So it's always simple to follow. So Beneath the Cherry Blossom, let's have a look at a couple more samples while we're going through. Here's another one of those boxes. Oh no, this might be the same one that we showed. It's worth showing again. Look how pretty this is. I've fallen a bit in love with that. Isn't that so lovely? The layers in it. Just to show you the inside of it. Okay, so you've got your little clips there as such that have been made from cardstock, which allow you to build in that depth, those layers, and all of the joy that comes along with it. Let's have a look at some others. Bless you, Taz. Got lots here with the bonsai, but let's have a look at this card. Clean and simple and fresh, right? Extraordinary card making. Isn't that beautiful? It's a tale of its own. Gorgeous. Beautiful. We've got lots of examples with that bonsai. I'll just bring a couple in together so you can see apertures. You can see it built up in decoupaged layers. Gorgeous piece, absolutely stunning. Some of these florals here, a change of scenery. How pretty. That wisteria is so gorgeous. I once had a bonsai tree, Taz, and I kept it alive for 6 years, which I think is quite extraordinary. That's lovely, isn't it? That pink against the navy blue is very dramatic, isn't it? It sort of looks like it's, you know, when it's about to thunder and the sky goes that really menacing dark blue, and you get the beautiful light shine from anything that's lighter around it. Pretty. Those little birds are so sweet. Lots and lots of inspiration for you here. Remember, there's always inspiration to be found in the Carnation Crafters group on Facebook. So if you've found us over on YouTube and you have no clue who we are and you've just come to us today, there is a group on Facebook called Carnation Crafters. Please do join it. Get lots of inspiration and lots of help there if you need it as well. And also, if you haven't been onto YouTube and you've only caught us on Facebook, please do go to YouTube. Go find Carnation Crafters TV. And Carnation Crafts TV. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and the little notification bell. Not only does it help us as a channel, but it also helps you to see when we're going live. We never go live late at night. Our shows are always done in the morning, so you're not going to get any weird wake-up calls, but you will never miss any inspiration from us over at Carnation. So please do join as you can. Right, let me just move some of this stuff aside. While I'm doing this, just to remind you of that number, it's 400. No, it's not 200101. I was about to give you the number for the Into Summer expansion pack, of which there is very little left. But it was locked into my little brain. It's like Winnie the Pooh in there. It's not much. Right, let's have a look. Let's do a DL card. I'm going to pare this back. Let's do something quite clean. And just piece those together to create my card base. Shuffle it in. Place down. Look at that. If you want drama, there it is. Extraordinary drama. Beautiful, beautiful piece. I love the colour of it. I don't know how well it will pick up on camera, but it's like a really intense dark teal. Very, very pretty. Almost going over to petrol blue somewhere there. Let's slip and slide into place. Just so we get our lines. I'm going to cool that down and give myself a frame in that teal so I get some drama and a hint of that drama from the background. And then just get that to where I need it to be. I can't reach over, so apologise if it's slightly wonky. And there we go. So that gorgeous card base all ready for us to build the drama on it. Now I'm going to use some of these pieces, these floral pieces, and this one creates sort of a corner, doesn't it? It's got that kind of shaping to it. So I'm going to work with that and then elongate it slightly just by utilising some of those water lilies. So if I bring this in and I pull it up a little bit, I don't want it to float in midair, of course. The great thing about florals is we don't need to ground it all. I don't need to ground the flowers. I just need to ground the stem. The flowers are going to hang free anyway, aren't they? Because branches are sort of coming out. So as long as I ground the stem, then I've got a visual on that. So I can just place the water lilies just at the bottom, just to ground it out. And so it hides the stem. The water lilies are then grounded by the edge of the card. So it starts to look like it's got a solid base. And that visually can be very pleasing. So I'm going to place that in. Now, I think what I'm going to do is kind of place this more to a diagonal. And then I'm going to build my layers with those water lilies. So just placing through. And then we'll build a little bit of fullness, I think. I don't want to go over the top. I like clean cards and I don't want to over egg it. But if I create that fullness here, then I can leave the top more clear. I don't know if I like that much of a build, so let me pare it back even more and just rotate and play. And I can fill in any gaps. The problem I've got with this piece here, I don't have it down here, but I do here. You see how this is hanging over and there's a little white gap in between. It's playing with my brain in a way that's not pleasing me. Now the joy is I've got snippability every single time. So all I need to do to reduce that extra piece is just snip. And now I've got this wonderful piece that just sits and is framed and I've lost that white gap. Okay, so the whole point is I make it mine. I kind of master it to be what I want it to be, not what it dictates to me. And because I've got cut lines in there, I've got every opportunity to do that. It just makes my life easier. So I'm going to place that at the bottom, just gently. I need to tuck my branch in, so I don't want to commit too much, and I want to place this inside as well. So I'm just going to lay through around about there, and I'll just have that sweeping, which I'm happy with, but I don't have that gap. That'll commit down. And then I'm going to take this. I'm going to leave this flat because I'll add some decoupage to it, so I don't want to build up too much on there. So a little bit of adhesive at the bottom, tuck, almost utilising it as a little tuck in there. I'm bringing this forward so I can commit some of those flowers down. Delicate pieces. Very, very pretty. If you're using a heavy base like this, you are better off leaving a gap of white space at the side just to let it breathe a little bit. I don't want to drown it, but I do want to ground it. Let's get these little dicky birds out. A little bit of quick shaping on these just to build it up and to shape that through so that I've got the dimension and the height on these beautiful florals. This comes as a triple piece, you'll see it there, so you've got a full piece of decoupage already made. That makes life so much easier. So I can do these in here, add some little buds. So let's get this one down first. This is going to be incredibly impactful because the three together are going to sit at a wonderful angle to give me a really nice, strong visual. Can you see that with the curvature? Because they're placed together, they kind of curl. And so you get this really gorgeous bloom that comes through from them. It's really stunning. So then add one extra piece down here. Build up on here. Look how pretty that is. You see the shadows coming off it? I could quite happily sit and decoupage for hours. There you go. So we've got this gorgeous bloom. Now, because I've got a heavy base, that builder flowers that I use on the decoupage reduces the impact of the heavy base because I'm causing the eye to go to the decoupage. So if you do use a heavy base, that's a really nice way, composition-wise, of just changing that visual so that you build the depth and the dimension and the weight on the actual piece that you're decoupaging. That will reduce some of the weight visually from the depth that you've got at the bottom. So just little tips and tricks. Now let's keep this light and simple. So bringing in this beautiful bird. I'm not going to do too much with these. I will just give them a little bit of rounding. Shake out those tail feathers and just bring this round. Bring his wing forward so that he is uber in flight. And then this little chap, look how he's really inquisitive, this one. He looks like he's really thinking things through. Now he's going to be sitting at the bottom. The reason being, this one's obviously coming in flight. It's actually making its way into the card. So I don't want to over egg that either, and I don't want to steal all of the white space. So I'm going to pop this little one just sitting upon my decoupage. So he's in amongst the trees, a little bit on his tail feathers, and I'm going to kind of hide him. Not hide him, but tuck him in. So he's just sitting. He's so sweet, isn't he? And then this one will come this side, so that I'll probably raise the line here so his wings just go slightly over. That'll save my white space, so visually I'm keeping it clean. And in he comes with all of that dimension. And you can see the power of him, the movement of him, because we're creating power just with the visual of the artwork that you're getting for free today from Carnation Crafts. And there he sits in flight. Stunning, right? Really, really pretty. You get the artwork from the Carnation Crafts website, and they give you the artwork absolutely free. So you pay for the dies, they'll give you all of the artwork, and this is drawn in-house by the Carnation team, the creative designer and his team of people, of artists who all create the artwork. You'll find the artwork for it on the Carnation Crafts website, which is www.carnationcrafts.co.uk, and you go to the button at the top that says downloads, click that and go to free downloads, and all of the download PDFs will appear. You obviously need to find the one that we're working with today, which is beneath the cherry blossom. You can do so by going to the right hand side where it says collections, and you'll find it near the top. When you click that, it will bring up all the PDFs you need for this collection that you can download and pop onto your printer, or pop through your printer, and then just cut them with your dies. So easy done. That's where you'll find all of your artwork. You'll also find the collection itself on the Carnation Crafts website. You can do that by typing in the word beneath the cherry blossom, and that will bring it up. You can use the QR code that sits at the bottom of our graphics, or you can use the code that we've got for today's collection as well. Once you go there, it will take you to the actual dies, and you'll be able to see it there and purchase that collection at the grand old price of $79.99, which has just got such a huge discount on it. And you can see there it says 4 interest-free payments of £20 with ClearPay. So you can split that cost if you so choose, and that will allow you to pay it over 4 months, I believe. And that is all your information there. Is it not? Is ClearPay week? Is it weekly, fortnightly? All the information will be there when you go onto it. Underneath is a list of everything that you're getting in this collection. You can always find stuff on the Carnation website that we don't always know is there, like additional information, stuff like that, which tell you the dates of things. There's always somewhere to go on the website to find something exciting. One of the big exciting buttons on the Carnation Crafts website is the deal of the day, the big red button in the centre. And today's deal of the day is there's not a lot left, so good luck with that. It's the Into Summer collection. It's an expansion pack of Into Spring, which you may already have. We launched this morning and it's already gone absolutely nuts. I don't think there's much left. We're well over 80%. But you've got this silly price on it of $59.99 for these 3 extraordinary, huge dies. There was a show on this morning at 10 o'clock, so you can find that on YouTube, rewatch it. I think by the time you've rewatched and done, you may find this is sold out, so please do check out with it before you watch it. No regrets. It's beautiful. It's absolutely stunning, and you may have it in your port tomorrow or Saturday.
Some people have already received their dispatch email.
There you go, dispatch emails already coming out, which is really exciting. So don't forget to do that. Always have a good ferret on Carnation Crafts website, because there's loads and loads of awesome offers on there, which give us loads of discount and various other things. Always worth checking the things out. Now I'm going to show you some last finished samples, and we're going to just give you a recap on all of the information that you get for this collection, so you're not lost. Obviously any questions can be directed to us, or you pop them in the Carnation Crafters group, and we will always answer everything that we can. Look at this in those pinks. Isn't it beautiful? The movement's so impactful on a card, isn't it? Really pretty. I love the little water lilies at the front, that bonsai at the back. Impactful pieces. Just a note with the bonsai at the back, just cut it twice and feed it between itself, just to create extra height on it, and it will give you a completely different look. You don't have to have, for want of a better way of phrasing it, a squat bonsai. You can have a much taller one by adding 2 together, bringing in same card or same card base, completely different. Pretty as a picture. Those birds are stunning, aren't they? What a collection. Really stunning. Let me just run through some last ones with you. I love this one. That acetate at the back, the little birds, and that wisteria just hanging. And the wisteria is so eye-catching. It's so pretty. That frame coming into use. The two massive frames that you're getting in this bundle is insane, isn't it? If you think you're getting, normally you just get this one, wouldn't you? But you're actually getting the other main card frame as well. So you're getting loads for your money in this collection. And the card bases, they don't have to be used with this collection. They can be used with a multitude of stuff you've got as well. So it's going to be the gift that keeps giving, as with all Carnation. Right, I've got a couple more to show you. I've got lots that have just got the bonsai, so I'm not going to show you all of those. Look at that. Those dark colours are so impactful with the light. I'll give you one more of the bonsai, and then a couple more with the florals. Apertures are powerful, powerful things. I love that so much. That bonsai will go in with loads of other collections. It works really well on this frame as well, doesn't it, using the branch? Super pretty. And then, for the finale, we have the beautiful, look at them, all shaped out. Huge thank you to the DT team, who are just beyond clever, always. That's Janine's. They always, always knock it out of the park. Clever, clever humans with incredible crafting skills, much like yourselves at home, as we see constantly in the Carnation Crafters group. You're amazing crafters, and we're in awe of you all the time. So thank you for always sharing with us. It means the world. This is the Beneath the Cherry Blossom collection 101. Show price today of $79.99, free UK P&P. If you buy all of them individually, and why would you? But if you did, that would be £136.92. It makes no sense when you can get it today for $79.99. I will be clear as well, or transparent should I say, that Carnation are going to put that price back up to $99.99. It's not going to stay $79.99. They are, just because we do these back to our shows. So it's not like well, we've reduced this. We've reduced it because we're doing the show. That's it. It's not a permanent thing. So just to let you know, if you're thinking in a year's time, well, I'll go and get that price, it won't be that price. So I'm just letting you know. So always, always shop ahead. It's the best way to play it. Incredibly busy day today for us, and hopefully you've had a lovely, relaxing day. I hope you've got something from the demos and from the inspiration. More to the point, I hope you have the best time when you get these dies in your hand, because there's nothing more exciting than a Carnation parcel arriving with you. It's like, whew, it's like all of the good things happening at once. Now, we are going to be back on Monday at 10 and 12. So we've got two shows with you for Monday, Miss Taz. We've got Bright and Clear,
Crafters Select.
And Crafters Select.
It's a Crafters Select.
The Bright and Clear is a Crafters Select. You know how to confuse an old lady, don't you? We've got two shows with Bright and Clear, haven't we?
Succinctly.
10 and 12, we've got two shows with Bright and Clear. Is really pretty. Really pretty. Prepare yourself, because it's an extraordinary collection, and I'm very excited about bringing it to you. So 10 and 12 on Monday, that will be here in the Carnation Crafts studio. So you won't catch us obviously on Hobby Maker on that day. It will be here, so please do subscribe on YouTube to get those dates. I will just say, in case there is confusion, and I know some of you are like, which channel are you going to be on and when? Please do use the calendar on the Carnation Crafts website. If you go to the calendar, it's color coded, so it shows you whether it's going to be a USB launch or a die launch or a Crafter Select or an expansion pack. Everything is color coded for you. It also tells you whether we're going to be in the Carnation Craft Studios or whether we're going to be on Hobby Maker. You'll see on the side there are lots of things where it says there are flash sales. If you don't keep an eye on the calendar, you may miss out on those flash sales. So please do constantly check ahead and find out what's happening. Write down the things that are going to be important to you, and then you are ahead of us, and you'll know exactly where we're going to be, when we're going to be, and how you can get ahead in the game. So that's the way to shop savvy with Carnation. In the meantime, I'm going to let you go. It's coming up to the weekend, so I hope you have an awesome weekend, and I will see you on Monday morning at 10 o'clock with that gorgeous new set. We will see you then. In the meantime, take care. Bye.